Hey guys, what's going on? It's xdeadlysmoorex here, and welcome to part 1 of a brand new Let's Play that I mentioned in my in part 12 of my Chosen Cold Steel 2 Let's Play. This is Dragon Age Inquisition. Now, I've been debating whether or not to Let's Play this game. I mean, I want to, and I am doing it now. But I've been debating whether or not to Let's Play this game, simply because Dragon Age Inquisition is the third game in the Dragon Age series, being the first one being Dragon Age Origins, then Dragon Age 2, and then Dragon Age Inquisition. The reason I've been debating it is obviously it's the third game in the series, and it kind of feels a bit weird to Let's Play the third game in the series rather than starting from the first and all of that. But I was talking to a friend yesterday, this was recorded yesterday, and he's like, well, just play it, because it's not like, yes, it's in the same universe, but you're not controlling the same character as you were in Origins. It's not like the Mass Effect trilogy, which I do plan on doing a trilogy run when I can. It's not like Mass Effect where you play like the same character, so feel weird going from 3 to 1 to 2. Whereas in Dragon Age, it kind of doesn't matter, so I'm going to start with Inquisition, and then when I have the means, I'll play Origins and 2 as well. So, just let's get into it. I really like the Dragon Age series, more specifically Inquisition. It's actually the only one I've actually finished like in its entirety, because I've played Origins and I've played 2, and while I like them, I kind of like got bored a little bit. Whereas with Inquisition, yes, there's boring parts of it, like the hinterland is very boring. Everyone who's played Inquisition knows that, but I still had a motivation to keep playing, whereas in Origins and 2 I kind of didn't. So in this game, there's 3 different races in the Dragon Age series. There's the humans, the elves, the dwarves, and the Qunari. I'll explain more about those races when we get into the game more, but just for what our Inquisitor's going to be, it's going to be a female elf, and you get the classes, so rogue, which you can either be a dual wielder with daggers, an archer, a two-handed warrior, or a warrior with a sword and shield, or a mage. We're going for mage, and because you guys know I'm a casual player, we're going to play on casual. So, enslaved long ago by humans, most elves still live as second-class citizens within human cities. Elves who reject this life are known as the Dalish, nomadic wanderers who strive to keep the ancient elven religion and traditions alive. You grew up in the wilderness, a member of the Lavellan Dalish clan, apprenticed to its leader and guide the keeper. The clan wandered the northern free marches, and you had little need to interact with humans until the keeper sent you to the Chantry's conclave as a spy. What happened there, she said, would impact not only the Dalish, but indeed all elves. She could not have known how right she was. And yet we're going to import a custom state. Doesn't really matter, because the effects of Origins and 2 aren't really felt in Inquisition, which is kind of another reason why I felt comfortable playing Inquisition first. So this game is fully voice acted, so that's good. Obviously still need to pay attention to the story. And, well, here we go. We've got a character creator. Gotta love them. Sometimes. I do have a set. This will be basically my canon Let's Play for it. Any stuff like from Bioware, like the like Inquisition and like Mass Effect, the Let's Plays I do of the game will be my canon Let's Plays, so just bear that in mind. What was it? I do have my sliders, so I've just got to bear with me. Doesn't look a bit like... Yeah, also I will be talking about my headcanons as well, so beware of that. They're not... I wouldn't say my... that's the one, Yeah.
You leave me no choice.
Is that the right one?
Everything you've heard?
Yeah, that's the right one.
True.
So, yeah, most of them I don't really change. There's not a lot of change to it. So, yeah, that's all the same. Because honestly, I found because it can be really difficult to make character I find it very difficult for character creators sometimes to make characters I would because you're staring at the character the entire game. You obviously want to make them at least look at least look decent. Because otherwise, what's the point if you? I mean, unless you're dicking around and making an ugly character, but because this was, if I remember, this was actually the first character I actively, I made on my own, because all my other Inquisition playthroughs, I actually look a bit small there, but I promise it'll look better. I promise it looks at least decent. I promise. It's about there, I think. So, this is... Her name is Selena. Actually, let me change something real quick. She is going to have a scar, and I do apologise, but I'll kind of get into why she has this scar, because there is a history to Selena. It's not a very nice history, I'll put it that. I won't explain what actually has happened to her, in detail, but I'll explain more later. That is right, isn't it? Let me have a look. No, that's... Okay, hang on, I'm just getting a bit confused, hang on. Bear with me a minute, guys, bear with me. I think it was just... Is it that one? It's that one. That doesn't change. That kind of doesn't change. I might... Kind of doesn't change, I'll just keep that. Actually, no. I think it's that one. Yeah. Okay, so there's a little change with Selena's eyes, because normally originally they were blue. They were this colour, these... How does it look a bit different in there? Hang on. I think I might have done something wrong, give me a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. There we go, that's better. That looks a lot better, actually. That looks a lot better. So originally, before she got the anchor, Selena's eyes were blue like they are now. But because the anchor's green, it kind of imbued, kind of shifted her DNA a little bit, and her eyes changed to a bright green colour. And I also have different this basically. I do have headcanons where regards to magic as well. Actually, hang on, that's a bit too bright for what I was supposed to have. Sorry, I am following my character creator as best I can. There we go, that's better. Nose is all the way at the end. There we go. The nose looks semi-decent already, so it's not that hard. Because I don't think I changed a lot of stuff. Just looks like that goes there. Next is position, which is just up a little bit. It looks like. I remember when I played the oh, there was a demo for this on the 360, and I remember I played it. There's I think there was a time limit on it. I can't remember. I think it was an hour or 2 hours or something like that. And I kind of spent the entire time making a decent, trying to make a decent looking male Canary. Why was that a challenge? Oh, Canaries are without mods. If you're just doing it on if you're just doing it on consoles, making a at least a decent looking Canary, male or female, is kind of difficult. If you ask me. I did make a decent looking one earlier, like for this is not just right. Yeah, okay, cool. Just can't make sure I'm not. There we go. There we go. Selena's not looking too bad. Well, to me, she's not looking that bad. Her mouth's kind of the same. Okay, cool. Yep. I don't think I changed her mouth all that much. Okay, mouth position. Yep, that's the same. I think, yeah, I literally don't think I changed anything about her mouth. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Nope. Okay. Nope. Okay. Gotta make sure because it's gotta look like Selena. There we go. Obviously take that down. And that's, yep. Okay, there we go. We've already talked about the scar. There we go, that's better. Yeah. So Selena's I didn't do the makeup one, hang on. I think she looks right there, but I gotta change something. Yeah, so Selena's like not got the best. I mean, she had a decent start in life, but like she was in my head she was sort of around Origins time, but you don't see her obviously. Yeah, just make sure her former clan, because Clan of Ellen's not actually her original clan. There was a different Dalish clan that's been like lost to history because it was wiped out by a horde of Darkspawn, and the only reason she wasn't like killed in the process of it was because she was out hunting. She was a former, or basically a former hunter for her original clan. And when she got back, she came back to see her entire clan wiped out, and it was near Lothering, and she gets basically kidnapped by Templars while she's in Lothering. And one of the Templars is the Templars or the Templars that kidnapped her are basically the reason she has the scar across her cheek. And she managed to free herself after killing the Templars that kidnapped her, and she was found by the keeper of Clan of Ellen, who, when she took her in, also discovered that she had magic, and now that's why she's a mage. That's basically the short version of Selena's story. Yeah, it's not a nice one, but yeah. There we go, the start of Inquisition. So, I was going to talk about different races. I mean, they're all. If you guys have played any fantasy game, you know about humans, elves, and dwarves. The dwarves in this game can't actually use magic. They have no connection to the Fade, which is basically, I think it's the Dream Realm or something like that. So they can't use magic, but they're the only race that can mine lyrium safely. And what lyrium is it's kind of like, it's hard to describe what lyrium is. It's like a glowing, like I guess mineral that if any other like race, so humans, elves, or Canary touch it, it kills them, I think. Like raw lyrium will kill them, but because dwarves don't have access to the Fade, they're fine, they can mine it safely.
Tell me why we shouldn't kill you now.
I think that's all I can think of on the top of my head. So the person that's questioning us is, this is That's horrible.
What do you mean everyone's dead?
Explain.
So the person that describes Selena's arm, that's Cassandra. She's a bit of a... She's brash, she's a bit...
What do you mean?
I guess abrasive would be a word for Cassandra, but she's also badass. Like, she takes shit from no one.
We need her, Cassandra.
The red-haired girl that just stopped Cassandra from doing, like, trying to... I don't know, harm us. That's Liliana. She was in Origins
Do you remember what happened?
as a party member, but in this one she's not a party member.
I remember running.
She's definitely grown from Origins to Inquisition, because I think it's a...
A woman. She
I want to say a
reached out
10-year
to
time
you,
skip,
but
but I can't
then-
actually remember. There's definitely a time skip between
Go
Origins
to the forward
and
camp, Liliana. I
Inquisition.
will take her to the rift.
Let me take a drink.
What did happen?
The
It
there's loads of
will be
stuff.
easier to show you.
People in like the Dragon Age universe don't really... Most people kind of don't treat mages fairly. Because of what the Chantry says. The Chantry is basically... It's like the religion in this game is like Christianity, that kind of... I think it's basically Dragon Age's version of Christianity.
We
It's a
call
little
it
bit too
the
dark
breach.
there. Not saying that's a
It's
bad thing,
massive
it's just
rift
like
into
from
the world
the
of demons
Selena I
that
play
grows
seems a
larger
little bit
with each
too
passing hour. It's not the only
dark, but hey,
faction.
that's not bad. It's
Just the
decent. It's
largest.
new spin, new
All
spin.
were caused by the explosion of the conclave.
An explosion can do that?
This one did. Unless we act, the breach may grow until it swallows
just
the
a
world.
Tiny bit, there we go. Yeah. I'm trying to think of other stuff I can talk about while this is
Each
going
time the
on.
breach expands, your mark spreads, and it
We
is
get
killing
different
you. It may
different
be the
party
key to
members as we
stopping
go
this,
along.
But there isn't much time.
How could it stop this?
You say it may be the key. To doing what?
Closing the breach. Whether that's
Who
possible
else?
is something we shall discover.
What else is
shortly.
there?
It is our only chance.
So,
however.
Cassandra's
And
a
yours.
sword and shield warrior, and she's probably...
I did
I think I'm guilty.
To myself.
Not intentionally.
She's
Something
actually...
clearly
It's
went
between
wrong.
her and
And
Blackwater,
I'm
probably
not
like the best
responsible.
like
Someone
tanks in this
and
game,
you are our only suspect.
simply
You wish
because
to prove your innocence?
I...
This is the
It's just,
only
I think
way.
the way Cassandra's built, if I can help, I will.
I understand.
Yeah,
Then
this is a new...
I'll
This
do
is
what
a
I
thing
can.
that's in the Dragon Age series. Approval ratings. There's 6 different types of approval rating. There's like characters will either slightly agree, or greatly agree, or
They
slightly
have
disagree,
decided
disagree, or
yours.
greatly disagree.
They need the people of
This
Haven
can actually
mourn our
affect
most
how
holy
characters
divine Justinia,
talk
head of
to
the
you.
Chantry. The conclave was
So
hers.
the more you get
It was a chance
approval
for
with
peace
them,
between mages
like the
and
higher your
Templars.
approval is, the more they'll act friendly
She
towards
brought
you.
their leaders
If
together.
your approval's
Now
lower,
they are
they'll
dead.
be like a dick to you, basically.
We lash out like the sky, but we must
This
think
was
beyond
very,
ourselves,
like...
as she did,
It's still, like, kind of vital in this
until
game,
the breach is
but
sealed.
it was very vital. It was very, like, vital in Origins and 2 as well. It was kind of different in 2.
There will be a trial.
Because with Origins, if
promise
someone
you one
had like low approval with you, they will just leave your party like
is
right
not
away.
far.
Where are
They'll
you
just say,
taking me?
"Hey, I don't want to be here. I don't agree with what you're doing." They'll just leave, like up and leave you.
Your mark must be tested on something smaller than the breach.
And in 2, there was you could either
Open
get
the gate. We
friend.
are
You
heading
could
into the
there
valley.
was instead of approval, there was friendship points and rival points. Basically the same thing. With friendship points, they got like a unique skill, and rival points they got, and if you were like high friendship, they got different. They got a unique skill, and if they were rival, they got a different unique skill. And that was fine because you cannot you can choose if you want to rival or friend people. That's fine.
The pulses
In-
are coming faster now.
I think with Inquisition your team is supposed to be like balanced.
The larger the
So
breach
because
grows,
I'm a mage,
the more
I tend to only have like one mage in my party. So obviously that being myself, and then probably like 2 warriors and a rogue, which is how I did it last time.
Then fell unconscious. They say a woman was
In
the
this
behind
this
it.
one, I'll probably like mix
No
up a
one
little
knows.
bit, like have maybe
Everything
2 mages, a
farther in
rogue,
the
and a
valley was
warrior,
laid
or
waste,
like
including the Temple of Sacred Ashes. I suppose you'll see soon enough.
or like I'll switch up and maybe have like 2 warriors and a mate, 2 warriors and 2 mages, or like 2 rogues and a warrior. Like I'll switch it up. It's not like going to be just 2 warriors, a rogue, and then obviously me as the mage.
Stay behind me.
Here we go. We're about to get our weapon, staff. And staffs have different like attributes for elements. There's this is different to Treasure Cold Steel 2. It's still an RPG like kind of thing, but this one isn't turn-based, which is actually really good. So the staff I've got now is an ice-based staff. You can get a fire one and an electric one. I think you can also get a spirit one as well.
Drop your weapon now.
I don't need a staff.
Do you really think I need a
See,
staff
saying
to
that,
be
I got
dangerous?
disapproval from Cassandra.
Is that supposed to reassure me?
I haven't used my magic on you yet.
You're right. You don't need a staff, but you should have one. I cannot protect you.
Exactly.
I should remember you agreed to come willingly.
I mean, Cassandra, you probably can protect me just because of how good you are.
Take these potions. Maker knows what we will
Here we
face.
go. Templar Scribe Cowl.
Where are
Magic Defense, I'll put that on. Yeah, I've got hide helmets just because some of them are like proper helmets and just hide people's faces. It's just easier.
We are on our own for now.
So as you can see, I think it's in the bottom right hand corner where it's that circle thing. I've got the 2 abilities.
There! Watch
These
out!
are, like, as I say, they're my
Flank
abilities.
them, we may gain the advantage.
And I'll get more when, like, I level up and stuff. Kind of like how you get different crafts when you level up in Treasure Cold Steel. Like, any of them. Like, you level up your character and all that stuff. It's just getting new abilities. They're always fun. I remember the one I finished, like my canon one with Selena. She was there was like a nasty combo I did with like the last like offensive
Up on the hill. It's attacked from a distance.
magic spell you can learn on the storm chart. The lightning cage, and there's an upgrade for it that if someone gets attacked while in the lightning cage, a lightning bolt will hit them. And if you put a lot of people in the lightning cage, use that upgrade, and then use chain lightning, there's like a bunch of enemies just get hit by thunderbolts and it wrecks them. It's not good, or for them it's not good. It's just ridiculous.
Ah! They're falling from the breach.
I'll talk about different characters or like units, like people will get as units when we get them, which should be fun. But the reason I like Dragon Age is because it's a fun story. Like, it's a good fantasy story. Fantasy settings are always good to have. But it's just sometimes it's sometimes Dragon Age Inquisition. If you dumb down its plot, is really simple. Like, basically, I'll summarize the plot like really quickly. Is basically the guy who created the breach is trying to become a god. You stop him from being a god, trying to become a god. but simple plot. But what happens, like all the intricacies in between the plot, like in between the characters and all that stuff, is really good.
We're getting close to the rift. You can hear the fighting.
Who's fighting?
Like,
You'll see soon. We must help them.
you choose like, and there's big decisions in this game, like quite a lot of big decisions in this game that affect the world of. I can't. Come on, man. There we go. That affect the world of Thadis, which is the continent this game takes place in. Excuse me. Two more companions. The bald elf, his name is Solus, and the dwarf you just saw behind us, his name is Varric.
What did you do?
I did nothing. The credit is yours.
Both great characters. Solus in particular is a fantastic character.
At least this is good for something.
Whatever magic opened the breach in the sky also placed that mark upon your hand. I theorized the mark might be able to close the rifts that have opened in the breach's wake.
He's a really like Solus is a really fantastic character.
Possibly.
It's kind of easy to get it's kind of easy to get kind of high approval with Solus. I find it is anyway. Varric, he was introduced in Dragon Age 2. Storyteller, and occasionally unwelcome tag along. I love Varric. Varric's great because Varric's hilarious. Nice crossbow.
That's a nice crossbow you have there.
Isn't she?
Yeah, Varric's hilarious. I love him.
You named your crossbow Bianca.
Of course. And she'll be great company in the valley.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Cassandra doesn't like Varric
Your
at
help
all.
is appreciated, Varric, but
Have you been in the valley lately, Seeker? Your soldiers
They have
aren't in control.
Varric and Cassandra have a very interesting history. Because
My name is Solus, if there are introductions.
basically the start of Dragon Age 2, like the opening cutscene you
Means
see,
I kept that mark
is
from killing Slayer.
Cassandra basically kidnaps Varric and forces him to tell the story of Hawk,
Solus is an
who's the
apostate.
main character
Technically,
of Dragon
all
Age 2.
mages are now apostates, Cassandra. My travels have allowed me to learn much of the Fae, far beyond the experience of any circle mage. I came to offer whatever help I can give with the breach. If it is not closed, we are all doomed regardless of origin.
And when this is over,
And what will you do once this is over?
One hopes those in power will remember who helped, and who did
hang on,
not.
got an itchy ear, hang on guys.
Cassandra, you should know, the magic involved here is unlike any I've seen. Your prisoner is a mage, but I find it difficult to imagine any mage having such power.
Understood.
Because Selena
Must
is
get to
gifted
the
in
forward
magic.
camp quickly.
Wrecking shit.
Bianca's excited.
Right.
This way.
Loot
down
this
the
guy,
bank.
get the Acolyte Fire Staff, equip that because better DPS, and Solus also has an
Road
Ice
ahead
Staff,
is blocked.
just makes it a
move
bit
quickly.
different. Hang on, Solus, calm down, mate. What the hell's Varric doing now? Come on, Varric, look out. Jump over the obstacle. This tactical camera, might as well show it off now because this is the only time you will ever see me use this. I never use the tactical camera just because it's not really my thing. I just prefer to control my character because you can also control like other members of your party as well. I always prefer to just control the Inquisitor or like your character, just because, hey, it's their story, might as well control them, right? Come on. Yeah, combat, you'll see like the same combat animations and all that stuff, so combat can be a bit repetitive, or is repetitive. But just because the combat's repetitive doesn't necessarily mean the game's bad. Not in this game's case, because characters and the story do make up for it. Mostly the characters. There are some nitpicks with this game that I'll point out later on, but because Dragon Age Inquisition isn't perfect, there are some gripes I do have with the game, like with most games, or like any game really I have gripes with, because there's always going to be little like nitpicks and stuff. Get away from me! I'm not a knight enchanter yet. And I'll never be one. Selena's not a knight enchanter, she'll never be. Knight enchanters are like basically an advanced version of a mage, or a specialization I should say of a mage, that allows you to use melee attacks. There we go. Pick up the iron because we'll need that. Resource gathering. It's not resources. Resource gathering isn't necessarily.
But clearly away from the rest of your clan. Did they send you here?
What do you know of the Dalish?
I have wandered many roads in my time and crossed paths with your people on more than one occasion.
Cross paths?
What do you mean by crossed paths?
I mean,
Yeah, Solus
well,
doesn't like the
share knowledge,
Dalish much.
only to be attacked for no greater reason than their superstition.
Can't you elves just play nice for once?
Oh, we are playing nice. This is us elves playing nice. There'll be a lot of me looting, trust me. This is I wouldn't say it's a very loot heavy game. There are some other stuffs to do.
We must hurry before the mark consumes her.
No, there's a house told us I have to check out. Elf route. I promise that's it. Like, we'll do this house and then we'll go to this house and then we'll immediately like do what we're supposed to do. Narc skin and onyx, is that it? Nope. Silver bracelet, okay. Trust me, this won't be like Chosen Chord Steel where you see me grab everything, because I'll be doing a lot of off-screen stuff. Most notably, probably like in the hinterlands, I'll be doing a lot of off-screen stuff so we can bowl right through the story.
So, are you innocent?
I don't remember what happened.
That'll get you.
Because,
Should have spun a
trust me,
story.
the hinterlands is
That's what
long.
you would
I'll show
have
off a
It's
bit of the
more
hinterland
believable
stuff,
and less prone to result
but
in
not all of it,
execution.
because you guys really don't need to see that. Because it's boring. The hinterlands is very boring. It's the starting area, but the problem with the hinterlands is it's the starting area, which it's not bad, but it's just so large. That it's like unnecessarily large.
I hope Liliana made it through all this.
She's resourceful, Seeker.
We will see for ourselves at the forward camp.
Yeah.
We're almost there.
So that's the other thing. I will show off all the areas,
Another rift!
but
We must seal it! Quickly! They keep coming! Help us!
but not all of it. But yeah, show off bits of the hinterlands, like the bits that I tend to do, but
Hurry!
we're
Use the mark!
not showing off all of it. Boom. Yeah. So we're going to be needed for those rifts. Character record. This is where you upgrade. So each like class, like rogue, warrior, and mage, have different options for an upgrade path. Like spirit, for mage it's spirit, storm, inferno, and winter. Spirit, masters of this school of magic call upon spirits for protection, as well as the essence of the Fade itself. Their spells disrupt hostile magic, create defensive barriers, and even heal injuries. It's good. Storm, which is what I tend to specialize in, is masters of this school of magic call forth the power of thunder and lightning. Their spells paralyze foes and arc from one enemy to another. Inferno. Masters of this school of magic dominate the battlefield with unrelenting fire. Enemies who survive the initial blast are driven mad with terror or burn to death in unquenchable flames. Winter. Masters of this school of magic summon cold that bites deeper than the cruelest winter. Their icy spells slow and weaken enemies. There will be one spell we get from the winter, and it's one of the best spells a mage can ever get. Fade Step. Because Fade Step allows you to... Because unless you're an archer or a warrior, like, you can't like move while you attack. I think even two-handed warriors you can't move while you attack. So what Fade Step allows you to do is move to a better position if you're surrounded and then attack from a distance. This guy, Chancellor Roderick. I will sum up Chancellor Roderick's character in one word. Asshole. Massive asshole. He has a massive, like, hate boner for your character. Like, he is multiple times the Chancellor Roderick want to kill your character. Well, I say 2 times. He basically tells Cassandra to, hey, basically put your character in chains and take her to Valroyo so she can be killed.
Justinia is dead. We must elect a replacement and obey her orders on the matter.
What about the breach?
Isn't closing the breach the more pressing issue?
You brought this on us in the first place.
Incorrect, I did not.
Call a retreat, Seeker. Our position here is hopeless.
We can stop this before it's too late.
How? You won't survive long enough to reach the temple, even with all your soldiers.
We must get to the temple. It's the quickest route.
But not the safest. Our forces can charge as a distraction while we go through the mountains.
We lost contact with an entire squad on that path. It's too risky.
Listen to me. Abandon this now, before more lives are lost.
Fuck off, Roderick. Just fuck off. Look at that look on his face. Is like, I know you did this. You criminal.
How do you think
Criminal scum. Normally I do take the mountain path, but we're going to charge with the soldiers.
I say we charge. I won't survive long enough for your trial. Whatever happens, happens now.
I won't survive long enough because even if I do, you'll kill me just for my ears.
On your head be the consequences, Seeker.
That smells like, bitch, I'm about to prove you wrong. Let's do this. And off we go to charge with the soldiers to the Temple of Sacred Ashes. The Temple of Sacred Ashes was supposed to be like a peace. There was supposed to be like a peace meeting or a peace summit between the Mages and Templars because of a certain person's actions in Dragon Age 2. The Mages and Templars are basically at each other's throats and want to kill each other and are in the middle of a full-scale war. So the Divine, who's basically like the head of the church, or the head of the chantry, called both the Mages and Templars to the Temple of Sacred Ashes to mediate between the two, and it exploded. Well, someone caused an explosion inside the Temple of Sacred Ashes and killed the Divine. So the Divine's dead, and now the entire world is, or the entirety of Thedas is in turmoil at the moment. And we've got to fix the issues.
Be wary. Another fade rift.
Yeah, don't worry, we got it. Chain lightning. Needed to use Fade Step in a minute. I'll need to use it like in a minute. Well, not right now. Like at the final part of this, I'll definitely need to use it.
How many rifts are there?
We must seal it if we are to get past.
Oh yeah.
Quickly then.
Shush, we got this. Don't worry about it. We got it. Oh no, frozen. Thank you, Solus. I normally specialise Solus in the spirits just because it fits his character and they're useful. So, boom, seal that rift.
Sealed, as before. You are becoming quite proficient at this.
Let's hope
Proficiency
it works
on
the
using
big
2 rifts.
Lady Cassandra, you managed to close the rift.
Ah,
Well
Cullen. This is Cullen.
Do not congratulate
Commander Cullen.
me, Commander.
He is a reoccurring
This is
character
the
throughout the
prisoner's
entire
doom.
series. He was in
I hope they're right. about
Origins,
it.
he was in
We've lost a
2,
lot of
and now he's in
people
Inquisition. I'll do what I can.
I can't promise anything, but I'll try my best.
That's all we can ask. The way to the temple should be clear. Liliana
Cullen
will
used
try
to be a Templar.
Then we'd best move quickly.
So
Give us
kind of like
time,
the headcanon version is
Commander.
once Selena sort of knows this, like she's wary of Cullen, but because of like she's always wary of Templars because of what they did to her, or what they tried to do to her, I should say. But yes, just I'll get it out of the way now. Cullen is going to be who I romance. I need that, but the bow.
That is where you walked
No, I
up
don't
to
need it
stay.
because I'm not an
And
archer
our
or not a
soldiers
rogue.
found you. They say a woman was in the rift behind you. No one knows who she was.
Because it's kind of a nice it's a nice character arc for Selena. Being like she hates Templars, or she does hate Templars, but she's not to like extreme hatred, but she's wary of them. I guess trust them is like the better word, and because Cullen is very distrustful, used to be distrustful of mages, he still kind of is. It's a nice character arc for both of them because Selena being a mage and she falls in love with a Templar or a former Templar, and Cullen used to hate mages, now he falls in love with a mage. It's a nice poetic thing, I think. It's nice to me, and I like Cullen's romance. The funny thing is, if we're talking like romance options I've done in Inquisition, I've only ever done 3. That being Cullen's Iron Balls, I'll talk about him when we get to him,
You're here.
and Josephine. I'll talk about Josephine when we meet her.
Liliana, have your men take up positions
I've never
around
done
the temple.
Cassandra's. She just doesn't strike me. She's not kind of like my character for a romance. Solus, I'm actually planning on doing
This is your
with
chance to
my
end
my Elven Archer
you
offline
ready?
one I'm doing currently, because
I'll try.
hang on, let me take
But
a
I don't
drink.
know if I can reach that,
Throat's
much
going.
less close it.
No. This rift was the first, and it is the key. Seal it?
Um,
Perhaps we seal the breach.
Then let's find a way down. And be careful.
Who the other? Yeah, Solus can. If for those of you that don't know, Solus can only be romanced. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Can only be romanced by a female elf.
What are we hearing?
Cullen can only be romanced by a female human or female elf. Hang on. Oh, excuse me.
You know this stuff is readily
Josephine can be romanced by
but what's it
any
doing
race
here?
and any gender.
Beneath the temple. Correct.
Iron Ball's the same. You can be romanced by any race and any gender.
Don't touch it.
Sarah can only be romanced by female characters. And I'll talk about Sarah when we get to her. There is one ally I am never going to recruit, and I won't recruit in this Let's Play, and that's Vivienne, because I don't like Vivienne. And I know she, from what I've read and I've seen, she's actually a really interesting, like she's a very like complex character,
What's going on here?
but she leaves a terrible, awful first impression on me, to the point where it's like, I don't care how complex and like interesting your character is, I don't like you, and you're never joining my team. Like, you're not joining the Inquisition, nothing.
What's going on here?
So yeah, she's not getting recruited. You can't romance her anyway. That's not the reason I'm not like bringing her on, because I can't romance her. It's like, no, I just don't like her at all.
You were there. Who attacked? And the divine is you.
Dorian can only be romanced by male
I don't remember.
characters.
Echoes of what happened here. The fade bleeds into this place. This
And
rift
yeah,
is not sealed,
those
but
are
it is
like
closed,
the party members you can
albeit
romance.
temporarily. I believe that with the mark, the
No
rift
more.
can be opened.
So
And then sealed
basically,
properly and
like
safely.
I was, me and my friend were talking
Opening
like
the rift will likely
yesterday
attract
as well,
attention from the other
and
side.
That means
it
demons.
almost feels like the
Stand
Inquisitor
ready.
was supposed to be like a female elf, because the female elf has basically, as a female elf, you can romance, like for all the romanceable options, you can romance everyone but Dorian. So it gives you, oh no, Dorian and Cassandra, those are the only two you can't romance as a female elf. Everyone else you can. I forgot about Blackwall as well. Blackwall I think is any female character.
Now.
Pride Demon. Disrupt this rift immediately. He's just got his armor up as well, and now he's down again. This is where like an offensive spell might have been useful, but I always get Fade Step first, because for any mage like that you use, it is vital that you get this, but it's vital that you get it, because it just opens you up. So if you're getting surrounded, it's easier for you to dodge like that. That was Fade Step, really useful. Oh great, yeah, these shades always come after you, or I feel like they always come after you. Might just be me, I don't know. There you go, Fade Step out of the way. Hang on. Excuse me. Probably because I've been talking a lot, like, because the day this is recorded, this is my second like game I've recorded today, like not second episode of it, obviously this being the first, because I recorded Treasure Cold Steel 2 today, and yeah, my throat's a little bit shot, so that's why. Wait, I don't think that was going to hit me, but I didn't want to take a chance. Come on, cast heal, Solus heal, Ferric heal. Potions are like the only way you... Ferric, I told you to heal for fuck's sake, come on. Great, you're coming next to me, go away. Come on. Oh, get fucked, mate. Coming straight for me. And someone... Thank you, Solus, but... I think the good thing about Fade Step is it actually doesn't take up any like mana, which is like the purple, the bluish purple circle around my abilities. It's like it's stamina for every other class, but it's mana for mages, and it does the same thing. It's basically the same thing. It means you can't spam your abilities over and over and over again, even though they have a cooldown. It's whatever. It's whatever. And dodge. Fade Step is so useful, I love it. Don't you dare. I was like, don't you dare put up your armor right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Thank you.
Now, seal the rift.
Sealing that rift.
Do it.
There we go. There we go. Seal that rift. Seal that breach. I do feel like there are some aspects, I'll talk about some of the negatives I kind of have against Dragon Age Inquisition. It does feel drawn out at times. Like, there are war table missions that we'll see, like, in a bit, not in a bit, we'll see it in the next episode, that war table missions take time, like real world time, and it's kind of annoying, like you want to get it done now, but you can't because you have to wait, and that's a nitpick I have. The power system, everyone agrees, is terrible, though there is an exploit later on in the game that you can get like a lot of power, so you don't need to worry about it. Yes, I am doing that exploit. I'm not going to show it on screen because I said to my friend yesterday, like, if I did do that, it'd literally be a full episode of me doing an exploit, getting all the power, and do that for an entire episode. It's alright, mate.
about it. I only...
I beg your forgiveness and your blessing. I am but a
The power
humble
system sucks.
servant.
Like, it's
You are back
really
in heaven,
annoying.
my lady.
But as I say, there's the
They
exploit
say
for
you
it, so
saved
I haven't found
us.
it too
The
much of an
breach
issue
stopped
lately.
growing, just like the mark on your hand. It's all anyone has
Like,
talked about for the last 3 days.
I like the then we're safe.
Then the danger is over.
I like the crafting system in this game, but the thing is, like, if you're because you can bring over like schematics you've had from like previous like completed save files, and even if you do like basic gear, you can be like ridiculously invincible like at the starting point of the game. Like, there's one armor I get, I think it's the armor that stalks, or the armor that strikes. I think it's the armor that stalks is the light armor version of it. And I think I had like that's like 205 defense at like the beginning of the game, and I was a mage and I was taking like 0 damage. Start for the dragon, and I am going to be wearing not the light dragon armor. I'm going to be wearing the Atham Sar, which is good. But we're actually going to end off today's episode here, because that's what we're going to do. So for a quick, let me do this while I end off. So for a quick recap of what we did in this episode, we started it. We created Selena. We met Cassandra, Solus, and Varric, and we managed to close a giant glowing green hole in the sky. So, in the next episode, we're going to be going to the Chantry to find Cassandra, and then continuing on with the game, and talking to Solus and Varric, and just exploring Haven. I think that's what we're going to be doing. So, if you guys enjoyed today's episode, make sure to hit that like button. If you're going to enjoy watching this Dragon Age Inquisition Let's Play, make sure to subscribe as well, because I'm really looking forward to it. I love Dragon Age Inquisition. Also, please be sure to check out my Chairs of Cold Steel 2 Let's Play, where, as of time of recording, we just finished doing the Terror Shrine, and we were outside the ruins of Gorelia, and there's going to be an interesting reunion with Fee, so that should be fun. Also, if you guys are a fan of JRPGs, or just RPGs in general, make sure to subscribe as well, because hey, that's what I do here. I say this in every episode of every Let's Play. I have a project in the work lined up, so hopefully when that game drops, I can get it recorded and get it out for you guys, because I'm really looking forward to it. Was really hyped for when it was announced. But if I can't, then I've got some backup plans in mind, so don't worry, your boy's got you. But with all that PSA out of the way, this is xdeadlysmoorex, and I'll see you guys next time.